They say the storm has begun. Across the world tonight, whispers rise like thunder. They claim the church trembles, that believers are outraged, that words once forbidden have finally been spoken. But I ask you, my beloved children, what if those words were not rebellion, but revelation? Stay with me to the very end, for what you hear may change what you believe about faith, mercy, and God Himself. Before we journey deeper, I invite you to open your heart, and if this truth stirs your soul, subscribe and stand among those who still listen when the world grows silent. Yes, the world calls it madness, yet heaven often speaks in the language of the unthinkable. When prophets speak, comfort trembles. When light breaks through, shadows panic. I have not come to defend tradition for its own pride, but to ask, do we still resemble the love we preach? Truth is not gentle. When the soul sleeps, it shakes, burns, and rebuilds. That is why the earth quakes today, when I declare that the church must confess before it commands others to confess. They cried blasphemy. When I said mercy is greater than control and love may live beyond walls, they called it betrayal. Yet the impossible is God's native tongue. Did not Christ forgive those who crucified Him? Did He not dine with sinners and heal on forbidden days? They too said His words were unthinkable. I do not fear the anger of men, I fear the silence of heaven. Heaven falls silent when pride replaces compassion, when we divide in God's name instead of heal. The Spirit is moving again beyond temples, beyond politics, beyond comfort. The church must not be a museum of miracles past. It must be a living fire. We protect the truth not by hiding it, but by living it. If these words stir something in you, do not look away. Scandal often begins awakening. And if you believe the world must awaken, then declare it. Write in your heart, I stand for truth. I did not speak against faith. I spoke for it. Faith that does not grow dies in its sleep. The message is simple. God's love cannot be owned. No leader or nation can imprison it. It flows where it wills, into hearts we fear, souls we judge, and places we avoid. That is the unthinkable truth. Why risk outrage? Because silence is a greater sin. I would rather be cursed for truth than praised for cowardice. Stop defending God, start reflecting Him. He needs no defenders, only witnesses. They called it unthinkable when I said God's kingdom will not be built by gold, fear, or politics, but by the quiet hands of those who love without condition. They called it unthinkable when I said heaven's mercy will embrace the doubter, the exile, the broken. Yet that is the gospel we forgot. We must repent not because we are weak, but because we have grown too proud. The outrage of man is loud, but truth whispers, and only the humble can hear it. I have seen a vision. The church stands at a crossroads. One road lit with humility, the other darkened by pride. I saw a new generation rising, hungry not for ritual, but for reality. The Spirit said, if they will not renew, I will raise new hearts from the ashes. The world edits morality for convenience, but truth cannot be edited. God cannot be canceled. Love remains the last revolution, strong enough to free the human heart. God is not moved by titles or thrones. He listens for a broken whisper that says, forgive me. He lives not in marble halls, but in the courage of those who forgive unseen. And if that offends the powerful, so be it. Heaven has never bowed to pride. If you've heard these words and stayed, then your soul already seeks light in the storm. Do not wait for leaders to change. Be the change. Every act of kindness is rebellion against darkness. Every prayer of love shakes the gates of hell. Do not underestimate your light. It is heaven's answer to despair. Outrage fades. Truth remains. History forgets the noise, but remembers the voice that dared to speak. The unthinkable words that stirred the world were never meant to divide it, they were meant to heal it. Let your love be stronger than your fear. Be courageous. Stand for truth, even when it costs you comfort. Love when it is hardest. Believe when it seems foolish. The storm is not destruction, it is renewal. The proud will stumble, the humble will rise, and love will remain standing. Stay awake, stay kind, stay true. The outrage will pass, but love will echo forever. The unthinkable, my children, is often the doorway to the divine.